Welcome to the next instalment of the 5-Minute Monday Lesson Review, where every Monday we take a look back at one of the sessions delivered by myself at the Pine Ridge Golf Academy and discuss the information shared with the player, which in time with practice will help them improve. So the player this week has just started out playing, has been down the range a little bit, has been given some tips and some hints from friends and family, has viewed some content online to try and get some information about how they can start moving forward with their golf. But like a lot of players, when they look at content online, even though they have access to good information, it's still open to interpretation. And subjectively, what we feel isn't necessarily what in reality we are doing. And this is an example of it here, where the player started, as we can see on the left-hand side, feeling that they are set up to the golf ball in a good, athletic, strong position. But actually, when we look at it, the hands very, very close to the body. A bit of a sort of squat or slightly seated position. We can see here how the glutes sort of overhang quite a distance away from the heels there. So quite a lot of weight sort of towards the back of the foot there, because of course we are seated in that posture. And at the top of the spine here, we can just start to see how the top of the spine begins to sort of curve over. And when we see a lot of curvature at the top of the spine, that can have a big influence on the rotation. When we look at the thoracic spine there into the cervical spine, that can have a big influence on the rotational ability of the player. Not because physically and athletically they can't achieve the movement, but just when we put the body in certain positions, it constrains us to certain movements. So just to remove the lines there, when we have a little bit of a look at this movement with the player, we'll see here as they begin to swing the club back, just pop a little line there. Again, because of the restriction in the rotation, we'll see here quite a common theme this with a lot of players, a bit of a lift. But that's about as far back as the player can get it. And this guy's physically more than capable to get the club back further, but we can see there the hands have barely made it sort of rib cage high. And from there, of course, yes, we can generate power, but we're certainly limited as to how much power we can generate. Another thing here, and this was down to the grip position, the club face is in a very peculiar position. The club face almost sort of pointing backwards away from target. An excessively strong position, to use a golf terminology there of strong and weak, but a really strong position in the club face there that certainly caused this player to hit some low hooks off to the left. So the changes we made within the session were to get the player stood in a much more athletic, a much more strong and balanced position at setup. We can first identify a lot more space between the arms, the hands and the thighs. The projection of the spine, a lot straighter, a lot more powerful, a lot more balanced. Again, another sort of line we look for here, sort of down from the shoulders on the toe line. And again, another one here we can draw again just from sort of there. You can see how the weight is sort of settled a lot more into the fronts of the feet there. So much more balanced and a much more athletic posture position. And even though here we didn't get into the swing itself in this very first session, again, stressing the importance of how the address position, the setup to the golf ball, can have a major influence on how the player might best move. Again, I hope you found this lesson review interesting. And if you are interested in maybe looking at your own swing and technique and understanding why we might struggle with certain aspects, whether it be ball flight, shot shape, ball striking, or just a general review of your golf game, then please take advantage of our free assessment sessions that we offer at Pine Ridge. The link can be found to book in the email. And again, we look forward to seeing you next time for the next 5-Minute Monday Lesson Review.